Hey there guys, James Wilson here, and welcome to this week's episode of James Presents here on Who Edits Reviews. On today's Doctor Who character review, I will be reviewing the man himself, portrayed by Bernard Cribbins. Don't let this man knock on your door 4 times, because you will surely die. No. Wilf's at the door! No! David! Save yourself! Ah! Enjoy the video. Matthew, stop knocking!
Sorry.
Now, actor Bernard Cribbins is no stranger to Doctor Who, as he did play Special Constable Tom Campbell in Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD back in 1966 with Peter Cushing's Doctor. But today I am here to talk about the character that we all know and love him for, which is Wilfred Mott. His first appearance in 2007's Christmas special, Voyage of the Damned, was the reason why I think this character was such a surprising plot development for the show, and I think that this character is probably Russell T Davies' final crowning achievement as head writer and executive producer of Doctor Who, because this character, we just didn't see him coming, did we? When we look back at his very first appearance, he was just a proud monarchist who was just completely proud to be British, and he just ran a newspaper stand in London, and he was the one out of billions upon billions of creatures around the universe that have had the privilege to even talk to the Doctor for 5 minutes. And we never thought that this man would reach the heights and have such a huge part in the 10th Doctor's final story as he did. That's why End of Time was such a huge plot twist, I think. And I hear a lot of people slamming on End of Time and its ending, and I couldn't disagree more with those people, because Russell T Davies, I think, did an absolutely brilliant job with the character of Wilfred Mott and the ending to End of Time, because we all thought that he was planning on doing this with Wilfred Mott from the very beginning, but no, he wasn't. I mean, the only reason why Wilfred Mott had even gotten a chance for a second appearance was because of the sad death of Howard Atfield, who played Donna Noble's father, Jeff Noble, but sadly the man had died of cancer before he had the chance to make a second appearance. But honestly, I think that this character has done a brilliant job, and Russell has done a fantastic job of making it up as he went along, like he did. You know, I think Russell is one of those great writers. But anyway, I'm here to talk about Wilfred Mott. I'll just end up getting into an I love Russell conversation, and I really don't want that to happen. I would love that to happen, I'm lying, but this video is titled Character Review Wilfred Mott, so that's what I'm going to keep to. The reason why I think Wilfred Mott was such a lovable character, to me anyway, was due to the fact that Bernard Cribbins had gave the character such a life in his performance. Because when you look and actually meet Wilfred Mott, he's the nicest guy in the world, you know. He's one of those old people. I mean, the elderly get a bum rap, don't they, for telling boring stories to their grandchildren, and they're just like, oh, but Grandad's so boring. You know, my granddad isn't boring, but I'm just saying that elderly people have this stereotypical way of being boring, and you know, that they're boring to be with. But Wilfred Mott isn't, you know. He is like a young boy's soul trapped inside an old man's body. You know, a great example of this is at the end of Partners in Crime, when the very last thing we saw was Wilf dancing on a hill, you know, because he had just seen his granddaughter whiz off to see the universe with the Doctor in a little old police box. And honestly, he didn't care that wasn't him going to see the universe. I mean, yeah, he was the amateur astronomer. He was the one who looked out at the stars and was so amazed by the universe. And he was the one who believed in aliens and stuff like that. But he didn't care. He wasn't jealous and like, oh, why does she get to go and see the universe? No, he was just glad that his granddaughter got to do that, you know. He's just glad that he knows someone who is actually going to be able to see aliens. And I think personally that dance wasn't just happy for her. I think it was happy for himself. He got a bit of closure there, because I can tell that at times Wilfred Mott was probably felt like he was going a bit insane, you know. Even in Voyage of the Damned, he saw the Doctor and Astrid zap up right in front of his eyes. He was like, whoa, okay, am I going insane? You know, and he sees all these spaceships, he researches all these things. He's one of those crazy people that you'd see in films and TV where they'd believe in aliens but no one else did. And honestly, I think that that dance on the hill was simply closure as well. The fact that he got closure, and the fact that he knows that aliens are real. He knows that they're real now, and he's not going insane. So I think that in that way, I think he's just happy that he's right, you know. I think that that is what that character is about, you know. And also, I think in that way, I think Donna and Wilf are the same thing, you know. I think that no wonder they're relatives, because they think so lowly of themselves, you know. Donna in Journey's End, she said, I'm just a temp from Chiswick. I'm not important in any way, shape, or form. I'm not important in any way. But she ended up saving the universe. Yeah, she ended up saving the universe in a downright cop-out way, but she did save the universe all the same. And I think that that is what Russell was trying to get across, that although some people seem unimportant, they can make such a huge difference. And I think Wilfred Mott is the embodiment of that. I mean, he had even asked the Doctor, "What's so important about me?" You know, and the Doctor was even questioning. The Doctor didn't even know what was so important about Wilfred Mott. You know, I mean, honestly, the Doctor just thought, what are you, Wilf? What are you, Wilfred Mott? You know, who are you? Because honestly, people have waited thousands of years to find me, and Wilf manages it in a couple of hours, you know. And Wilf is even questioning that, you know. Wilf, I think, even thought at one point, yeah, he's got a point there. The Doctor is this man who travels around the universe, and it should be impossible for a mere mortal to find him, but I find him in no time whatsoever, with the help of just a few old bats on a bus, you know? So I think even Wilf knew that there was an element of destiny in there, and it was the Doctor's mission to find out what was so important about Wilf, which I'll get to in a minute. But the brilliant part about Wilf ultimately is the fact that he is so human. You know, you get one of those characters sometimes, and very rarely you get those now, is a Doctor Who character who will lay down his life for you. You know, the Doctor will do that easily, but the Doctor only has the Doctor may be short on resources. He doesn't have guns. He doesn't have, you know, he doesn't have huge weaponry or anything like that, like Torchwood does, like Unit does. But he does have the power of his mind, and Wilf's got less than that. You know, he hasn't got a TARDIS. He hasn't got a sonic screwdriver. The only thing he was basically powered with was his caring side, his ability to care about the Doctor, and really caring about the Doctor. That's kind of what met the Doctor's demise in the end, anyway. The fact that Wilf cared, you know, he cared about that man that was trapped inside the glass case, and he freed that man and went inside in his place. And that was where the Doctor had sealed his fate right there and then. And honestly, I think it was the Wilf's caring that had brought to the Doctor's demise. And again, I think that it was the Doctor's vanity that I think it was Wilf's caring side that sort of brought out the Doctor's vanity and made him think, why are you so important, Wilf? You're nowhere near as important as me. I am way more important than you. I am capable of so much more. You know, that beautiful speech that David Tennant delivered in End of Time. That was his vanity talking. The fact that an old man could be the reason why a caring old man from planet Earth, Chiswick, could be the one who causes him to regenerate and basically die. You know, I think that is what, you know, brought out the Doctor's vanity in that moment. And I think Wilf is the only man to have actually brought that out in the 10th Doctor. You know, the 10th Doctor was always the man who thought he was very brilliant, he was so cool and thought so fully of himself. But Wilf taught him different. He taught him that planet Earth is a place where the biggest things can happen, and I think that the Doctor will now heed that warning forever, all because of Bernard Cribbins, the brilliant acting of Bernard Cribbins. The final point I'll be making about Wilfred Mott is his ability to be a brilliant final companion for the 10th Doctor. You know, because Wilf, I think the Doctor looks up to Wilf because, you know, I think there's a reason why the Doctor says that Wilf would be proud to if he was his dad, because I think Wilf is sort of like a fatherly figure in a way, while at the same time Wilf is unexperienced about the universe. You know, Wilf is still that companion who asks the questions that, you know, the Doctor knows to move the plot forward. You know, me and Matthew spoke a few times about what one of the many benefits is of having a companion in Doctor Who, and it's that, you know, the companions ask the questions so that the Doctor can explain it, and he's not just explaining it to the companions, he's explaining it to the audience. So I think that Wilf is the fatherly figure while at the same time giving the same essence that a usual companion does. Wilf is still amazed when he sees planet Earth suspended in space. He's still amazed to see a huge spaceship floating above the Earth, you know, and although in the Doctor Who universe, seeing spaceships on planet Earth isn't exactly new anymore. What with, you know, Aliens in London, Voyage of the Damned, you know, and all sorts of episodes where Earth has seen alien threats firsthand now. So, you know, I think the Doctor is kind of surprised to see that a human being is still amazed when he sees planet Earth. I think he admires that in a way. The final point I'll be making about Wilfred Mott is his ability to be a brilliant final companion for the 10th Doctor. You know, because Wilf, I think the Doctor looks up to Wilf because, you know, I think there's a reason why the Doctor says that Wilf would be proud to if he was his dad, because I think Wilf is sort of like a fatherly figure in a way, while at the same time Wilf is unexperienced about the universe. You know, Wilf is still that companion who asks the questions that, you know, the Doctor knows to move the plot forward. You know, me and Matthew spoke a few times about what one of the many benefits is of having a companion in Doctor Who, and it's that, you know, the companions ask the questions so that the Doctor can explain it, and he's not just explaining it to the companions, he's explaining it to the audience. So I think that Wilf is the fatherly figure while at the same time giving the same essence that a usual companion does. Wilf is still amazed when he sees planet Earth suspended in space. He's still amazed to see a huge spaceship floating above the Earth, you know, and although in the Doctor Who universe, seeing spaceships on planet Earth isn't exactly new anymore. What with, you know, Aliens in London, Voyage of the Damned, you know, and all sorts of episodes where Earth has seen alien threats firsthand now. So, you know, I think the Doctor is kind of surprised to see that a human being is still amazed when he sees planet Earth. I think he admires that in a way, and I think the Doctor definitely thinks of Wilf as a fatherly figure because, like what fathers do with their children, fathers help children to realise their faults, and I think that Wilf certainly did help the Doctor see his fault. And the fact that Wilf cared, like I said before, Wilf cares. He cared about the Doctor. He cared about that man trapped in the glass casing, and so that helps the 10th Doctor to get over his vanity and to actually accept death. So, you know, I think that Wilf educated the Doctor, and I think that that is definitely admirable. And I don't think we will have a character like Wilf ever again. In conclusion to Wilfred Mott's character, portrayed by Bernard Cribbins, I think this character is the most caring and most human character that the Doctor has ever met. I think that although he seems very unimportant, a lot like Donna Noble seemed, he is capable of so much more than that. And I think that he taught the Doctor so much as well. The fact that the Doctor's beautiful speech in the end of time and was rather harsh on Wilf, saying that he should basically let him die, and that the Doctor is so much more important than a normal, ordinary human is. I think that that is what brought out. It didn't just bring out the 10th Doctor; it brought out Wilf as well, and how important he was to the Doctor. He was a fatherly figure while also bringing out the same companion aspect that every companion needs. A fantastic last and final companion to the 10th Doctor's story. I rate Wilfred Mott a brilliant 10 out of 10.
Now, let's answer a few comments from last week's solo video, which was my character review of Tasha Lem from The Time of the Doctor. For those of you who are wondering why I'm wearing such snazzy and rather smart clothes, and plus they're completely different clothes from the intro of this very video, I have just been to my nephew's christening and after party. So in my point of view, I had filmed the intro of this video and the closing video that you're about to see after these answering comments. I had filmed those yesterday. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. Yeah, I'm confused now. Anyway, let's get on to answering a few comments. This comment is from Exterminate. Nice to hear from her. When I watched the episode on Christmas, I was literally screaming, "Get on with the story!" I did not like the focus on the flirting. I was hoping to see an authority figure, if not a start of a threat for the Doctor. But no, we get a bloody flirting figure, as if the Doctor didn't have enough of that with River, Amy, and plenty of other people. Thank you very much. I had skimmed through the answering comments a few days ago, and a lot of people seem to have justified Tasha Lem, but thank you very much to Exterminate for justifying that, the fact that Tasha Lem was such a flirtatious character. And like I said in the video, she should have been a huge authoritative figure, but she wasn't. She was nothing but a flirt, and that's all she ever was. In the episode, she was nothing more. She was not a helpful ally. She was not an ally / enemy. She was just a discount River song that Moffat just decided to cram in there because River Song couldn't make it into the Time of the Doctor, so he decided to create a completely different character that was only mentioned once in A Good Man Goes to War, and he just decided to stuff that in there. And that is just, in my opinion, classic Moffat. My second comment is from Dr. Dan Alsop, who says, Tasha Lem wasn't good, worse than River. She should have been an ultra-villain, not a romance. You're right there. I mean, judging by the trailers at first glance from The Time of the Doctor, I think that the character did, of course, she was at first glance a villain. She seemed like a very sort of authority figure. She seemed like she could have been very confrontational, but she wasn't. She was, like I've said before, nothing more than just an absolute flirt. And in that way, in terms of Tasha Lem, her character was just an absolute letdown throughout the entire episode. My next comment is from The Geek's Handbag, who says, spot on review, James. She was a terrible and annoying character. Where the hell did she come from? She was plonked on our screens as if the Doctor and the audience were supposed to have known her for ages and care about her. No chance. I couldn't have agreed more. This character, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with characters that the Doctor has met, that the Doctor knows, but we don't know. You know, he knew Winston Churchill before us, and he knew loads of other characters before we'd even met them on screen. So I'm perfectly fine with that. But when a character like Tasha Lem has such a big role to play in the 11th Doctor's final years, I think that she did have a sort of need to be on our screens more. I think we needed to get to know her better for us to actually care about her death. And like you said, there was no chance of that happening, considering that The Time of the Doctor was her one and only appearance. This is my final comment. I felt like I needed to answer this because it's such a lovely comment. Elijah Grealish says, you may not be the flashiest, but you are the best. Thank you very much. That honestly, that actually warmed my heart when reading that. I saw the comment and I was like, oh well, that's the nicest thing I think anyone's ever said. You know, it's because on last week's answering comments, I did say that answering someone's comment who'd asked what software we use, I did say Movie Maker, and I did say that we weren't the flashiest. But thank you very much. It's nice to know that people. That so many brilliant people, all 800 plus of you, do seem to adore our content, even though we're not the most entertaining, and really it warms my heart, and I think Matthew's heart as well, that you guys care that much. So thank you. It's okay, David. Wilf is not coming to get you. Everything is going to be fine. That's it for this week's episode of James Wilson Presents here on Who Addicts Reviews. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already for some great videos over the next coming days. Also, please comment in the section below what you guys think about Wilfred Mott. Also, if any of you are on Facebook, please like our Facebook page. It's simply called Who Addicts Reviews. There you can keep up to date on anything and everything that happens here on the channel. I will see you on Wednesday with Matthew for our continuation of the 12 Doctors Countdown, where we will reach number 5. Yes, very exciting. Also, next week my Doctor Who character reviews will continue with Amy Pond's better half. Yes, I will be talking about Rory Williams. I'll see you guys then.